most founder stories are polished, and that is exactly what we don't want to do today. So we are definitely going to be trying to get into the nitty-gritty of what the founder story is of being a startup and all that entails. So with that, we're going to get straight into it. I want you, Sally, to first tell us what your business is in 5 words, essentially, if you can.
5 words. And do you know, can I just tell you, you've really put us in the hot seat tonight, because it is almost May, and we're next to a fire.
Well,
and I've got a rather long dress on, and it's rather warm. So, Mint Market in 5 words. Community, retail, passion project, one more.
what
What is it?
what is it?
What is it?
Homegrown.
Homegrown.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we are. So obviously there's the polished version of why people start their businesses. What I want to know is the actual reason that you started your business.
It was a mistake, a complete accident. Didn't mean to. I just did it to help some small businesses and help my friend's cafe.
Okay, and give us a little bit more detail on what that meant.
So I lived in Amsterdam for 3 years, and I had the love of markets. Like, I would work at the end of a market and live at the other market. And every day, Albert Kite Market, it's a mile long, I would pick up my flowers, I would pick up some home decor, I would pick up my dinner from the market. I never went into a shopping mall. And when I got back to Dubai, I didn't like the malls. And so I love the homegrown brands, and I've always wanted to shop from them. And I just felt when Mint Market was born, it was Sanderson's Market previously. I did it because I wanted to purchase those products.
Amazing. And what are the kind of products that people can find at Mint Market, essentially, just so for people that don't know what Mint Market is?
So high quality, they're all licensed, homegrown, and every category you can possibly imagine. Like, name one. Like, the other day we had a request for a goat with a UAE flag.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Can you make this? Yeah, we can. And I want, I'd love people to send me a random request, because we can do it.
I love that. And I think it's one of those things with the businesses that you work with. Obviously, it's such a community, as you said. And I know that these different vendors, obviously, as you say, they're all homegrown in the UAE. So tell us a little bit more about, with that, what the stage of your business is, essentially. Are you startup, growing? What would you say what your focus is at the minute, or what your stage is at the minute?
So, we're 5 years old, and I would say that we're growing, but it's still too much founder-led. I need to let go. It is my baby, and I need to hand my baby over to other people that I trust with my baby, because my baby's not a baby anymore, it's 5.
It's a toddler.
Yeah, it's more than a toddler. It's after school.
It's at nursery. It's after school. You can tell I don't have kids. Don't know anything about those. I think that's the thing. I think a lot of businesses, especially when you are a startup or, it's a founder-led brand, 100%, it's hard to take a step back and try and pretend I'm doing this, especially if it's a passion project as well, or a passion business. So you're not just using this business as a, way to make money. You're also, it's your baby, as you say. So I think that's one of the biggest things. So would you say that that's your biggest challenge, or what do you say is your biggest challenge at the moment?
Yeah, my biggest challenge is to let go and hand it over to somebody else.
And what's the reason that is why don't you trust anybody else?
I haven't got the time to train somebody else. I need the time to be able to bring in somebody else, or more than so. I bring in a team to train that team, but I need to create the time to be able to do that. I'm getting there.
I think it's one of those things also that they do say that once you make the time to train someone, then they can start training other people. So you just really need to find that one person.
I know.
But finding that one person is very difficult, and I get that as well. As a founder myself, I get that.
Yeah.
And especially as, I think if we're going to be completely truthful, we don't believe that anyone can do it as good as us anyway. Well, which is obviously very egotistical. You shouldn't think that.
But it's so true, because nobody else thinks like you. But then you've got to allow another person to come in with other visions, because I'm not always right. I change my mind all the time. And I think I'm actually probably quite difficult to work with because I'm very forgetful.
Yeah.
No, I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've had things where you're like, Sal, I've asked you for that. I'm like, oh, sorry. But yeah, I do need that person. So if you know that person, can you introduce me, please?
Babes, if I know that person, I'm keeping them for myself. Go find your own. I guess there's also when it comes down to, obviously you start the business and you want to keep going and you're thinking, okay, is this going to work? What moment kind of was maybe a defining moment to know that like maybe I am on the right path? This is something that I should be doing.
I just think that there's always been opportunities. So I've never gone out to venues. They come to me.
Yeah.
And so it's always been this, I've been carried forward organically. It's never like, oh, I want to be there or I want to do this. I mean, I've had certain venues. And maybe did I contact Faultless Sally? Again, it just, like, things just happen. Like, I bump into somebody and I tell them what I do and they go, oh, could you bring your market? And I'm like, yeah. And I just keep on going like that. And there's just opportunity after opportunity that I'm just like, it's like the snowball effect. I mean, it's amazing, but it just keeps happening.
I think that's the one thing also, like when it comes to the UAE, it's one of those things where people, like you can just, it's such a startup entrepreneur friendly city, especially, or country essentially. And I think that's the thing, like that's why people like it, kind of like when it comes to what your brand is, obviously it's so homegrown, it's about community. And that's exactly what the UAE stands for, essentially. It's about homegrown, it's about community. And that's something that we've definitely seen in recent months and recent years. So I definitely think that obviously that's where that passion comes from as well. And I think people really like want to find those homegrown brands to support, because obviously there's so many generic products out there that you can buy on Amazon or whatever. Like we don't want that. Like you want something unique.
Yeah, unique, homegrown, high quality, bespoke, personalized. Like this is what you like. If you want a good gift for a good friend, you want to like something that you says, like, I've put time and effort and thought into this, and that's who we work with.
Like to give a story, like I bought from Mint Market myself.
You're
and,
a
like,
good customer.
I am a good customer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I have a friend that gave birth, and I got like a bunny done with like the name written on it, and I gave it to her, and she ended up crying. And I was like, honestly, so like I think that's the one thing like about the things, because obviously you're not only offline, you're also online. You have your e-commerce platform as well. So I think that's also something that people need to know as well, that you're able to be found there. And honestly, like the gifts that you can get for people is so much more authentic, and also it's like personal, like as you say, like it's something that actually gives
like personal gemstones. Like if you think about an anniversary gift or a birthday gift where you want something designed, like we can do pet tags. Like I got a pet tag, it actually made me cry. So one of my vendors designed this pet tag for me for my cat that I lost, and she's 15. I got her back, and they wrote on, oh, what was it? Please, my mum loves me. Please call me. I am lost. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so gorgeous. Imagine just seeing that on a little cat's
That is
neck.
adorable.
Yeah, like I have a mum.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like someone does love me, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cat doesn't have a collar.
No?
I still love her, but
I will get you one.
she'll probably pull it off, I'm not gonna lie. I guess also, like, so let's move it, like, obviously we've gone through the positive, now let's go into a bit
you
more.
want the nitty-gritty for the unfiltered.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't want this, everything's so wonderful. What is it something that you're currently unsure about or debating with your business, essentially?
Whether to take on... Well, actually, I've taken on another role as a business development manager just to bring in some... Yeah, because I don't have enough work, but just to bring in some cash.
Yeah.
Because I want Mint Market to, like, Mint Market is my baby. It will always be my baby. But I have other babies that I need to put into school.
Real babies. Human babies.
I have human babies.
Yeah.
And those human babies need funding. So, So I'm kind of just got my fingers in lots of pies at the minute. But it's exciting.
I think that's one thing also, like, I guess that's a question I also want to kind of then, like, lean into is, being a founder and a mom, how do you find... that, like, how do you know when to prioritize what, or like do you find yourself falling short sometimes if you have to go with the kids or the business? Like what would you say for someone also that might be a mom looking to start a business? what has been that?
I love my role.
I love my kids.
I
do love
my kids, but I love being able to. So I can take them to school. I go to the gym, often with you. Then I work, and then I pick the kids up from school. I have dinner with them. I put them to bed, and then I work, and then that's my choice. And I remember talking to Helen Farmer about this, because so many mums need like a little side hustle where if I went to the office, like I used to be in marketing and working for events and marketing agencies, I'd be in the office at 9 o'clock at night. I wouldn't put my kids to bed. I would be expected to be there at 8 in the morning. 100%. So actually this lifestyle for me fits my world. Financially, it's like up and down. It's a bit of a roller coaster, but I choose this 100% for a family life.
Yeah, I think that's the thing also. It's like, you know, we look at startups and a lot of people turn around, especially like when you listen to other podcasts and there's like success stories, they're like, oh, you know, like everything was just fell into place and everything. It's like, no, actually we work really hard for that. But like, and like revenue is such an important part of it. Obviously we need to make money to survive. But I think also like when you are doing something that you love, like it's almost secondary. Like obviously we want to use it to make money, but at the same time, you know, it's not the be all or end all. Whereas like when you're in a corporate job, you're like, well, I want this amount of money or whatever. So I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like in terms of revenue, I guess you don't have to give figures, but like, you know, are you finding yourself that you are making a profit, or do you feel that you're able to give yourself a bit of a salary every month, or what do you feel?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've got a good salary, and sometimes I earn more than my husband, which I love those months. I'm like, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't earn anything. Like March. March was a killer. But also, do you know, I get paid to do something I love. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I'm working because I love it. And to then get paid for something that I love, it's up and downs. Like, I work weekends. That's hard because sometimes I don't get to see the kids. But then the kids get to come and they're like, every vendor spoils them. So they go home with like all, like, Rosie's like, I've got a new bracelet. I'm like, you didn't steal that, did you? She's like, no, that vendor gave it to me. I'm like, oh my goodness, my children are getting spoiled. So they often come to the events. They love what I do. They always talk about which vendor's there. Are the dragon people there? Or are these people there? And I love to see that my kids know that I work. They know I work hard and they know what I do. Yeah. And I just think that's actually like installing good rules in for them. I
think so. And also it's like I think it will inspire them essentially to also potentially want to be an entrepreneur themselves, maybe take over the family business.
I don't know if Nick would like that.
Well, I think also then as a question to move on to maybe some more cutting the BS kind of questions.
Right.
What do you think is one piece of advice that's overrated that founders are told?
Oh, overrated advice. I really don't know the answer.
Or maybe
to
like,
this.
what do you feel like is something that sounds good in theory, but actually doesn't actually work?
I can't answer that. I really don't know. I also just don't think that I've been given. I don't think
nobody gives us
advice. Like I would love advice, but I never get advice, and I think this is why I go to so many of the networking, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
But don't you find, I mean, this is just me, and this is also me, like when you go to these networking things and we have these like founders and success stories, they're talking about how they built their business, you don't actually learn anything. Like they don't actually give you anything from it. They just say like,
and how did you get there?
Yeah, so I'd like to know step by step.
Congratulations for getting where you are, but how did you actually do it?
Exactly, yeah. And like that's the thing. I think it's like I'd like to know that. Like, but I think again, it's like everyone just wants to be like, oh, we did this, and like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some give like a more blasé version, but I still feel like we don't get like too many steps.
I've never had any advice from anybody.
maybe no one wants to give you advice.
Maybe I'm going wrong.
Maybe it's your problem. Maybe they're scared of you.
I just ask you at the gym. And I get, do you think this is a good idea? Yeah. I'm like, okay, roll with it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But you know, that's the best thing about being a founder, because you just make your own mistakes and you got nobody telling you off. Yeah. And you're like, oh, maybe shouldn't have done that. But I love being a founder because it's risky. Yeah. And I love risk. Yeah. And I think that there's some people that like that. I
Yeah.
find it really exciting.
Yeah.
And I think this is why I keep moving on and trying new things, because I really enjoy the risky
Yeah.
side, but that's not for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody,
No.
for sure. And I think
By the way, this fire is hot. Unless you're just making me hot, but
hot under the collar, babe.
Yeah.
I guess in closing then, what's something in your business right now that looks fine on the outside, but you know isn't?
Ooh, what's fine on the outside and crunchy in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we look fine from the outside?
I think so. I think social media always makes people
Look shiny.
look shiny. And
People keep saying, "Oh, you're the girl from Instagram." I keep getting that from like a few
famous babes.
from the older ladies. You're the girl from Instagram.
That's cute.
So you've got the Instagram, yeah, and I think maybe everybody sees me like I'm always happy. I cried yesterday, like I cried, like
Why?
I cried.
Tell us why.
I was just having a sad day.
Yeah, we all have them.
Yeah, I miss my kids. My kids aren't here at the minute. They're in the UK.
Yeah.
So I've been like cracking on with work because I love what I do. I love working and I'm quite happy to do it. But because my children are not here to stop me working, I've just haven't
don't
stopped
stop.
working. So I've worked for 2 weeks solid.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing about being a founder is like nobody stops you. It's only yourself that stops you. But then I went to bed with like my head full on Monday and I could not sleep.
Yeah.
And then so yesterday I switched off. I went for a massage and I went and did meditation. I'm like a whole new person.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've got to find your vice, essentially. Like,
Yeah.
because honestly, as you say, you don't know when to switch off as a founder. Like, it's one of those, the meme, like, where it's like, I'm so glad that I did my own, like, I went off on my own thing so I could have work-life balance and work 12 to
I
15
work.
hours a day
Yeah.
and not sleep and constantly think of other things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think 100% you're right on that
Yeah.
one. But anyways, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this.